Hi, I'm Zoe and I have anxiety. Get out your bingo cards, people, because I know I'm not alone here. I have intrusive thoughts, moments of self-doubt and self-hatred, a dash of imposter syndrome to spice things up, overthink everything, and generally feel like I have electric wires sparking in my brain that are always going off, telling me how much I have to do and how behind I am. Anxiety. As an anxious person, I find games immensely helpful in dealing with those gremlins in my brain. These titles are ones I come back to that I find utterly absorbing, but aren't directionless, which would stress me out, but instead give gentle guidance without any, or many, time limits or time challenges or what have you. And hey, if they help me, they might help you too if you also have anxiety. So, here are some games that help me with my anxiety. Eastshade is utterly beautiful, relaxing, and just a dream to play. I can't emphasise enough how it's like a storybook world, but in the best way possible. Not in a way that patronises you or is overly saccharine, but in a way where you don't feel under pressure, the characters are all rounded out without falling into edgy terrain, the surroundings are lush countryside or rustic towns, and did I mention that you play a painter who paints scenery for people and that's your main bargaining tool? The people in this game don't just appreciate you for helping them out, they love your creations, and sometimes I just need someone to tell me that what I've painted is beautiful, and they're grateful for it. Eastshade helps with my anxiety because I know that when I'm in Eastshade, I'm safe. I know there's nothing in the game that's meant to scare me or put pressure on me, and the more I explore, the more interesting paintings I'll paint, which incentivizes and encourages my tendency to procrastinate. And I know I'm not the only one who does that. I know this might sound like an odd pick at first if you've played it, but Return of the Oberdin is perfect for my brain demons. Because in Oberdin, everything has already happened. You can't prevent anyone from dying, you can't save anyone, there's no time pressure to solve everything quickly, and in the scenes themselves, there's nothing that will change when you're walking around trying to figure out what exactly went on in the Oberdin. The story is so unexpected and absorbing that when I was playing it, I very quickly forgot about what I was meant to be stressed about. And whenever you correctly identify 3 fates, you get that magic sound and a hit of serotonin. Being able to revisit each scene also means that you're not under any kind of pressure to do everything right the first time either, as the whole game is based on trial and error. In Oberdin, you can't change a damn thing, and I love that. It's not about being a hero, it's about accepting that a bad thing happened and you're just one person trying to do a job. Because of my anxiety, I tend to overthink almost everything, so having a game where overthinking is almost a good thing because it lets you consider the different aspects of a scene is a relief. Finally, all this pent-up brain energy I have finally has somewhere to go, and it's a really good feeling. Faults are hidden, and you find them. This sounds like Where's Wally, or Where's Waldo if you're of American persuasion, and yeah, it's based on the same core mechanic, but you're given a lot more context to who or what you're supposed to find. Using the scenery, you can try and figure out where someone might be based on what they're wearing and the prompt you're given. All the sound effects are made by people doing funny voices too, which is just delightful. I don't have to justify this one too much, do I? Because I'm pretty sure that we've all played Find Wally or Waldo, and we all know how utterly engrossing that hunt can be. Hidden Faults is a more whimsical version of that, with a level of detail that is staggering. I find that my brain is so busy trying to find the right thing that that anxious undercurrent kind of takes a back seat, and it's about damn time. Nog or Gnog or whatever is about robot heads singing to you after you solve the puzzle in their head and bring them back to life. Gnog, without trying to sound cheesy, is just full of life. It takes such joy in imbuing all the tiny characters in its puzzles with quirks, and after you've spent time painstakingly figuring out what goes where and combines with which, the time the heads take to sing to you in thanks ends up being really emotional. Like with Eastshade, Gnog's robots are thankful for you, the player. I find that Nog helps to alleviate my anxiety because, in a really cheesy way, all the puzzles are about helping people. You fix things and set up shops and feed birds, and if I'm helping in the game, then I'm doing good, which must mean that my self-doubt isn't rational. And that's science, baby. No, Bioshock or Bioshock 2 or Bioshock Infinite don't in any way help with my anxiety. Trying to survive in a crumbling city that's under the sea with mutated citizens trying to kill you and giant hulking bodyguards also trying to kill you and security systems that are, you guessed it, trying to kill you, does not make the fight or flight response in my brain chill the hell out. But if those security systems, hulking bodyguards and mutated citizens were gone, that I can get on board with. Rapture is beautiful, and I just want to look at it without the threat of something sharp piercing my internal organs. Walking around empty multiplayer maps gives me a chance to appreciate the scenery, like a moment of quiet in a world of chaos. I kind of wish that all the Bioshock games came with a no enemies mode, but until then, I'll stick with this map. No enemies, no pressure, no objectives. Which means that I then get to go full dork over the adverts and lore hidden there too, which also means less anxiety. Stacking is an old game, I guess, having come out in 2012. However, despite those intervening years, I remember stacking fondly as it's funny, easy to grasp, and I really like the sounds that it makes when you stack people. The idea is that you use other characters' abilities by jumping inside of them like a nesting doll, letting you get to restricted areas or using their skills to get an item as you try to save the main character's family from an evil baron. It's satisfying, the caricatures of people you come across are funny, and each level looks so different. In places, it's intentionally hammy, and since it came out, I've never come across a game with a similar core gameplay gimmick. I remember really appreciating how quick it was to try out new solutions to various objectives, because switching between characters is so speedy. Basically, stacking is a great bit of escapism. It might not have the polish that we're used to now as it did come out 8 years ago, but it's got a simple plot, the main mechanic is easy to pick up, and it makes nice noises, and when I'm feeling anxious, that's basically all I want. Just like the holy trinity of anxiety for me. Can you tell that I gravitate towards puzzle games when I'm feeling anxious yet? The Room is the first in the Room series, and gives you a box to figure out how to open. While more recent games in the series can be a little bit overwhelming, like Old Sins, which has a house for you to solve, The Room is all about one box that you twist around to figure out. That's it. There's something quite comforting about the fact that it's, in a way, so limited, similar to Oberdin. You know that this box has all you need to figure out the solutions, and the mystery about what's inside is one hell of an incentive. Like with the other puzzle games on this list, its self-contained, limited nature makes it quite easy on the brain, though not in terms of the solutions, because it will make you think, and probably swear quite a bit too. Breath of the Wild. What a game. It is legit, but there is one particular aspect of it that helps me handle my anxiety when I need, like, one thing to focus my brain on because all the noise in there is getting too much. That one aspect is the Hero's Path DLC. With it installed, you're able to see exactly where Link has been on the map, so you can therefore see where he hasn't been. Which means it's beyond useful if you've rinsed the game of quests and are now hunting in the nooks and crannies for new things to do and see and get killed by. This kind of aimless but vaguely directed wandering is perfect. All I need to do is pick somewhere to go, wander around, maybe find a Korok seed that I haven't done yet, and just chill. Plus, any excuse to spend more time in Breath of the Wild gets a big thumbs up from me. My anxiety must hate to be sidelined this much, but honestly, you anxiety. Even if you don't have anxiety gremlins in your brain, you should give Garugoa a try. It's a puzzle game. I'm really predictable, aren't I? And is by far the hardest game to explain from this list. You twist and turn and zoom out and in of the panels in Garugoa to find out how to progress the story and help this chap get all the multicoloured orbs. It's been described as a mosaic with intricate interlocking panels and has won multiple awards. So if you're as bad at following my own advice as I am, just trust in those awards if nothing else. Garugoa is one of the ultimate puzzle experiences in my opinion. It's challenging, with a story that's mysterious enough to keep you engaged and intrigued about what's going on until the very end. And when my brain's doing all that thinking, by now you definitely know what happens to my anxiety. And that's the games that help me with my anxiety. If you enjoyed the video, thanks very much, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos about video games, as we here at Eurogamer have a new video out every single day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and live out the idyllic life of a painter in Eastshade, so I'll see you next time.